Alright guys, welcome back to the SDSGC Origins video. So today we got a new trailer that dropped a few hours ago now, and today we're going to break down everything you may have missed and to try and connect the pieces towards what we've seen so far and to try and understand what this game is all about. Got to start by saying two things. One, this trailer does look more OC focused in comparison towards the last ones, so a lot of stuff we're going to try and piece together, it is simply just made up right for the game. But also, if you don't know, this game is going to focus on a lot of different timelines. Tristan, the kid of Melly and Elizabeth, and Teoria, the fairy, who's the kid of Diane and King, are the two main characters we're going to follow here. And timeline-wise, if you follow 4 Nights, Tristan should be much older. Also, Escanor being somewhat alive when Tristan's alive, once again, it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't need to. They're going to jump between different timelines, and we see a little bit of that towards the end of the trailer. So let's just jump in and break down everything you may have missed about this new 2024 Origin trailer. Okay, so the trailer starts off with more likely multiplayer gameplay. There are 4 characters you can see flying on these griffins. I'm not entirely too sure what the actual birds are, but we know already in the game that you can glide, not necessarily fly. So this might be just some sort of like things you can pick up, or maybe it's made for the trailer, who actually knows. But one thing we do get to see is Teoria's new outfit, where she is wearing some sort of new armor design that you can kind of see make out by her, I guess, her boots a little bit. Most likely some Holy Knight armor, and in terms of the captives flying, it is Hauser and Osameli, and more seemingly it's gonna be Tristan as well. You only control one character, but you can switch out towards multiple characters, so the fact there are 4 on screen most likely will be because it's multiplayer, also be because it's made for the trailer. Then we get some more shots of sport of like the birds flying around, maybe you can just go to and grab onto them, but also then we get to see a weather change. That's something that the other trailers have shown before in the past, where the weather just might change randomly during the day. Other than the beautiful map design, I guess it's cool to see the random NPCs just doing their own things. Once again, give them more life towards the world, so when you're roaming around, you might just see random NPCs or villains just doing mundane tasks, which is always nice to see. Then they start showcasing other locations that will be in the world of Origin, and it's more likely, once again, more made up stuff. This could be located in the fairy forest because it is just a massive forest, but I do think the little tease at the end of the trailer is most likely what this is hinting to. We also get to see some like desert ruin, which from memory, I don't believe there was that many stuff in the SDSGC that focused around the desert. I'm sure there was one point where they go there, but seeing a desert in SDSGC is, yeah, I guess more of a new thing. We get our first look at Bartra in SDSGC Origin, Elizabeth's dad, basically the king of Leonis, or the previous king of Leonis. And if you lot don't know what this character's ability is, he can see the future. So this could be a vision of him walking around in his dream and seeing something that I guess is going to change the future, because we do see a butterfly which then gets dissolved, which I guess is more or less hinting towards a butterfly effect, which is once again what the story's all about. What if Escanor didn't die and he's now alive in this universe? There's so much stuff you can do here, which is why I was more excited about it, and I guess a little bit disappointed that they've gone down the road of original characters rather than doing original stuff from 7-8 But I guess that's probably how they're going to tie in the original content, because now we jump over towards what looks like to be a new realm. It's very possible this could be the demon realm, but it looks a lot more different. But we do get to see the red demon fall from the sky if someone summoned it. There's also some demon bones in the background, which once again, we've seen that in 7-8, we see that in Full Nights Apocalypse as well. But as they pan around, you do get to see some demons that we do get to see later on. But these aren't the regular demons we see in the demon realm. It's possible that it could just be there for filler, but I'm willing to bet this is once again just more original realms or worlds that are going to fit in towards the new OC storyline. And then by far, probably the coolest part of the trailer is this little sneak peek of GUILA from Full Nights Apocalypse, which is her in her demon form. If you haven't watched Full Nights Season 1, then sorry, that is a spoiler. Honestly, one of the coolest designs I've seen in Full Nights Apocalypse that I cannot wait for to come to Grand Cross. And the fact that we're seeing the first in Origins is such a weird experience towards me right now. But the fact that you have this character already made, once again, goes towards the way they're going to release characters. It's not going to go in order of how we've seen 7-8's Grand Cross, and I guess even 7-8's Idle Adventure, where we're going to start off with base Melly, base GUILA, and then work our way through the story mode and get the characters as they get revealed through story mode. Since this story is based off something completely different, characters can jump in at different points, and we can actually get like the final form GUILA from 4 Nights. While I still think they're going to build up towards big releases, at least for the main sins, like I don't think we're going to jump towards Assault Melly Day 1, or even the true magic form Meliodas, but it does mean forms and characters like the Archangels that release towards the end of the 17 storyline actually could make an appearance earlier in Origins than I guess most of us will probably expect. Then we get to see a classic matchup here with Melee running on and fighting Albion, who is more likely infused somewhat with Chaos. Chaos seems to be a big part of the storyline, which was revealed, like, I think a year or two ago on the actual website. Then we get to see some new combat mechanics where Tristan does do a combo attack with Meliodas. The little transition they do is more or less just a editing effect. I don't think it's actually going to happen in game, or maybe it does. But we do see later on, and we've seen previously in the past, that you can summon in an ally, which will do one of their special or ultimate moves, but we haven't actually seen them do full-on combo attacks together. Very much like how Grand Cross has it, where if characters match, like Tristan and obviously Melee, maybe the Yan and King, you know, Gopher and Merlin, it's possible that certain characters could do combo attacks, giving more strategy and synergy towards your team building. Then we can see a new boss in the desert area, which is a dragon lion fused with a scorpion. It's confusing. It does look like the character was previously a statue and maybe actually walk near it in the story, or I guess even in this roaming around, he would then just break out and you fight him. Then we get to see some new animations of characters we haven't previously seen. Grima, I do believe, is new. We have never seen him play in the game. I believe we might have seen a little bit of a lane, and then once again you're seeing that switch combo where you can summon Barn but not actually switch into him. Then we get to see our first look at something that fits more into a 70 Sins, where it's some sort of like chaos being, like some jellyfish even. But yeah, this does fit more into what 70 Sins, where yeah, Arthur just made some like being or demon, and it's not completely made up. But yeah, a little bit of a story cutscene. Then we see Albion again. I think Albion fights a lot of different people, or maybe it is the fight we saw earlier. It's just this is like the start of the phase, because later on we do see the skies turn like more red. Okay, so then we see our first original characters, which I'm not going to give my opinion on what I think of them. I kind of done that in my last video, but if we do some little pausing, you can see the demon bones in the background. So that little realm we saw early on is most likely their realm, and however they relate towards the story mode. A lot of the OCs look more elf slash fairy based. These two, I mean, it's a demon, but it's very possible that they took some demon blood and now it's a fairy slash demon, but they have no wings, of course. That's kind of the big giveaway. And then we see Omega Albion, and we get a little bit of a glimpse, which I think what we saw before, where King does send his spear and do a little bit of a beam clash. And then we get to see some more story content from 70 Sins. Once again, trying to piece together what the story's about. But right now, they are in the land of the dead. And it's very weird because it is its own original story. But they do go back and redo things that happen in 70 Sins. Because like this part right here is they go towards the land of the dead. And then we do get to see a jump cut. I do think this is just a jump cut. And it's just two different cutscenes put together. Because this shouldn't be followed by what we just saw. If anything, Tura and Tristan are going to go towards the land of the dead. And maybe we're going to see Escanor. Once again, there's so much stuff they can do in terms of original content for 70 Sins and even 4 Nights that I'm a little bit annoyed they've gone down the road of doing original characters and content, which is something most other player base just is going to skip. But this cutscene right here, it looks like Elizabeth is maybe saying like goodbye towards Tora and Tristan. This might be what the main story is going to be about, where maybe Tora and Tristan have to go back towards different timelines and fix them, to where this Elizabeth, hypothetically speaking, got dragged in towards what is our now 70 Sins universe, and you're going to have some core interactions of what would be Elizabeth at the start of 70 Sins interacting with her child, being Tristan, actually more likely waves goodbye, and we can kind of see like a little portal, which is, like I did say early on, going to be what is the main thing connecting these stories together. Because in one of the first Origin trailers, we do see Tristan pick up some sort of compass that might be able to open up and fix out some portals, which actually is the Origin logo. The O in the Origin is more likely what this is actually based off. And then we can see another OC character, which actually is a fairy, and she looks a lot different in comparison towards fairies in obviously 7 Sins just entirely in 4 Nights. It's more likely because this is Netmarble making the design rather than Nakamura, the creator himself. Personally, not a big fan of the design. It's just a little child, but it's always possible that she could evolve, and I think that might be the route to go a little bit, where she will turn into an adult version, very much like how King does the same thing. Or it's possible that she could just change forms, because that's what fairies can just do. She does find a portal, and the statues that we do see is nothing that I'm really used to in towards 70 Sins or even 4 Nights. It's more or less just going to be, once again, more original content. And this might be like the portal they can get towards that demon realm that we saw earlier, where the OC storyline is going to probably contain itself. So yeah, that is everything we know about the trailer so far. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. And I guess if I missed something, do let me know in the comments down below. I do think this is more or less the weakest trailer we've seen so far for Origin, because it does focus a little bit too much on towards the OC content, and the content that we did see from obviously 70 Sins and I guess 4 Nights as well is a little bit of stuff we've seen already, right? No hands-on gameplay, but at least that 4 Nights GUILA was a little bit of a tease towards us fans for 4 Nights. So I kind of appreciate that a little bit. So yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah.